Ladies and gentlemen, it's August 20th, 1988, and it is the anniversary of the zero wedding. Actually, today is their wedding, that's why it's zero, of Mr. and Mrs. Randy and Kathy Williams-Noe, because it's the 1980s, and that's what modern women do. We have with us here tonight, what was your name again, honey?
Dawn Celebrity.
Dawn was in the wedding party, and what relation are you to either the bride or groom, Dawn?
I'm a good friend of Kathy's.
And a good friend of Kathy's she is, and how long have y'all known each other?
About 10 years.
Where do you know each other from?
From high school.
High school in Florida, can y'all believe that? Oh, and when Kathy called you up and said, Dawn, I'm going to get married, now what'd you say to her?
Great, wonderful.
Did you really? I mean the truth.
I sure did. I like Randy, so I was really pleased.
So you'd met Randy previous to that?
I sure had. Mm-hmm.
And when you first met Mr. Randy, what did you think of him?
I thought he was wonderful, and I told Kathy she better hold on to him.
You didn't think he was like an old man and everything because he's so much older than she is?
No, he's wonderful.
Oh, he is. We've got a vote here for Mr. Noe being a wonderful man. Dawn, thank you so much. And here we are back again with Emily. Emily, what's your relation to the bridal party?
I'm her sister. I'm Kathy's sister.
She's Kathy's sister. You know, I work with Kathy, and she never told me about any sisters. Are you sure that that's how you're related?
Oh, she didn't talk about me?
No, well, wait, are you the one that, like, stole her shoes all the time?
No, I'm her babysitter, sir. I never fit into her shoes, and then I grew out of her shoes, and I have twice the size of her.
Well, you know, you're much taller than she is to be her baby sister.
Yeah, she is rather short, but no, I'm still her baby sister.
Are you happy for her this evening?
I'm very happy for her.
And what do you think of Randy?
I love Randy. Randy's great.
Why?
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 Because he's lovable sticky glue, like they said last night. I thought that was really cute.
Lovable sticky glue, Randy Noe does it again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back. Randy, this man says you know him. His name is Jim. Jim, what relation do you have to this bridal party?
Just very close personal friend.
Of who?
Of Randy.
Oh, well, I was making it clear, God forbid he should be a very close personal friend of Kathy's, if y'all know what I mean. And are you musicians together? Have you worked together? Are you into computers? What's your story?
Mm-hmm. Randy and I go back to college days, Kingston Trio, Peter, Paul and Mary, New Christie Minstrels.
Oh, no. You're talking the 60s. You couldn't be that old.
Yes. Well, I'm not, but Randy is.
Right, we know. We all know that Randy is older than he looks, right?
I've always looked up to Randy. He's always been someone, you know, somebody older than I that I've really looked up to, yeah. He's 20, 30 years older.
20, 30 years older. Jim here is a child prodigy, a friend of Randy Noe's, and happy to be part of this bridal party. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. Ellen, is that your name? Ellen, we're very happy to have you, and I'm sure Randy and Kathy were very happy to have you at their wedding. And I know that you played in a band with Randy. What kind of music did you play?
Eclectic country original folk rock.
Did you tour? Where were you located? Give us some info.
We were based out of Aspen, Colorado, and why are you laughing? We were based out of Aspen, Colorado, and we toured. Boy, did we tour, in the back of a big yellow truck. Now, I could tell you some stories about Randy in that truck.
I don't think Kathy would want to hear them on her wedding day.
Probably not. But anyway, there were 7 of us in the back of the truck.
Was that before or after the seminary?
After.
And it's amazing that a man can be trusted with 6 women in the back of a truck on tour. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are back again at the Kathy Williams-Randy Noe wedding celebration, and what a celebration it is. I have with me Renee Miller. Renee, how do you fit into this wedding party?
I am the bridesmaid for Kathy.
I understand that. That's sort of a given. You're wearing the funky pink dress. But no, tell me, Renee, my question really is, how do you know Kathy? That's who you knew, right? How do you know her?
We're long friends. We've known each other
Since when? Since when? Since when?
College. We're college roommates.
College roommates. You know, this is a party full of roommates. It seems that everybody's roommate from one time or another is here. Renee, can you share with us any interesting stories about Kathy in college?
Well, I don't have any for college, but I was telling one last night at the rehearsal dinner that Kathy has a thing for underwear.
Men's, women's, chocolate?
Her own. Whenever she goes out in public, underwear seemed to follow her, cling onto her clothes and things. She went to a store one night and got out of the car, and she was in the store buying something, and this man said, "I'm sorry, but you dropped something." And there was her underwear, and then...
It had fallen off her?
No, it was just...
Your wife is talking about Kathy's underwear falling off her. Kathy, we hope that problem is cured now that you're married. And who is this man mauling you?
This is my husband, Eddie.
And Eddie, what's your name?
Eddie.
God, they're smart. Eddie, do you know Kathy?
No, ma'am, I don't. My wife knows her.
He does too. That's what Renee says. I bet you Eddie has some stories that even Renee doesn't know. Share something with us that we don't know about. You know, before you even get into that, I just want to make a comment for your sake, Kathy. If you'd had a friend that had large breasts that had to wear that dress, they would hate you for the rest of their lives. Lucky for you, they all fit in.
Right.
Now, Eddie.
Mine don't even fit.
Renee was
They
like
look just
saying
fine.
on the way down here that her breast would have to be way up here to fit these dresses.
I've had 2 kids, so
So they've what?
sagged.
Oh, no, say it isn't so. Well, that's okay. I had mine fixed, so we're all even.
That's my next project.
Eddie, Renee, why don't you two put your arms around each other? Keep us in the camera frame.
Do we have, no.
Yes, you do. That's an order. And why don't you just say whatever you have to say to Kathy and Randy so that 15 years from now, they look at this, they'll remember you fondly.
Okay. We love you.
And we send them all the happiness in the world.
And always stay close friends. Do not drift away. Always be close.
What about kids? Talk about kids. I love that
Don't
subject.
have any kids, and you'll be fine.
I told you.
Please join us. Misery loves company.
And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more abuse for the Williams and Noes. Okay? I like her. You can leave. I like her. We're live. We're on. Oh my God. Oh my God. The camera's rolling, and here we are again at the Randy Noe, Kathy Williams. Wait.
Settle down.
Okay.
Okay,
Now.
get a grip.
Okay.
I know this is your first big wedding.
Right.
Relax.
This is my first big wedding. Relax. What was your name?
I'm Jeff Getz.
I have to guess?
Yes, you do.
All right, Jeff.
Good, Getz. That's right.
Jeff, how do you know? Who do you know? Randy, Kathy? Who do you know?
I know Randy. Randy and I, well, we met about 10 years ago. Played in a band, traveled throughout the country, and we had, you know.
You must know Ellen.
Yes, we know Ellen.
You must know something about the back of that big yellow truck.
Yes, I know many antidotes.
Many anecdotes about the back of the big yellow truck. Do we dare? Yes.
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Guess?
What?
Tell us a story about the back of the yellow truck.
Well, it all happened one dark and dank night.
Oh no, say it isn't so.
It's so. In the panhandle of Texas, no doubt.
No doubt.
A blinding snowstorm. There we were.
Where were we?
We were in the panhandle of Texas. I just told you that.
In a blinding snowstorm.
Right, exactly.
And then what?
Oh, loose, lascivious, lustful, the whole deal, right in the back of the yellow truck.
And?
I can't tell you the rest. That would be untasteful.
Untasteful, loose, lascivious lust in the back of a big yellow truck. But Randy, those days are over. Now you're married.
Curtains.
Now it ends. You'll be lucky if it's twice a week. Kathy?
You'll be lucky if it's that, big guy.
Kathy? Good luck. Jeff, do you have anything from the deep depth of the bowels of your being to say to Randy and Kathy?
Health, happiness, and forever to you guys.
And Jeff, what's your wife's name?
Nadine.
Nadine? Randy, Kathy, I just want you to know Nadine is standing right outside the range of this camera. There she is. And I just want you to know why, because you'll appreciate this. I took her husband by the arm and walked away with him, and she was right there. Because I look like a wild woman, and he's a kind of cute guy, and she protects him. And you know what? She's a smart woman. But you know what? It'd be rough going through life having to guess his name all the time.
That's right.
That's right.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
Okay, thank you.
To know what we're doing here. Well, Diane, honey, let me tell you, we're interviewing all the friends and family that want to participate of Randy and Kathy Williams-Noe, because it's 1980s, we're modern people. Remember that, y'all. Diane, tell us how you're related to the bridal party.
Oh, Kathy and I lived together in college.
Kathy and Diane live together. Live together, you hear me? She told me she's been alone, you know? Oh, she dated here and there, but she never told me she lived with nobody. I can't believe it. We finally met. You can't believe how much I've heard about you. Randy, here I am actually live standing with Paul. I can't believe it. After everything you've told me about him, is this an amazing guy or what? Say something, Paul. Let me just hear your voice.
Now, Randy, The truth is that, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah and I really never met.
That's right. He knew that. You knew that, didn't you, Randy?
And maybe you never told her much about me, but Randy,
You're right. You never told me a thing about you.
it's good to be here, and 3 cheers to you. 3 cheers to you. Kathy is a lucky, lucky woman, and if somebody marries you, she's a pretty wonderful person too. So I say, hooray. And I wish, there's so much history here. So Randy and Mike and Fred and Peter and I used to sit around the fire in Scotland.
Are you a basketball player?
No, I mean, do I look like a basketball player?
No, but we all know that Randy went to the seminary so he could tour Europe and play basketball.
Yeah, no, I'm not a basketball player, but we used to sit there, and Randy and Mike and Fred used to play the guitars, and we used to sing all night. It was just wonderful.
You're so talented, Randy, it scares me. Paul, do you have any words that you want to wish them off with?
Well, no, mostly I'm delighted. I'm delighted that now I get to know Kathy, and I'm delighted to think that there's been 20 good years, and there's going to be, I hope, 20, 30 more. And that's great.
Well, thanks, Paul, and thanks for talking to our camera. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again at Kathy and Randy's wedding. Now we have with us a woman named Kitty. Kitty, what's your full name?
Kitty Mendeliccio.
Kitty, I believe, was the singer at our beautiful, oh my God, brought tears to my eyes wedding ceremony today. Kitty, how do you know the bride and groom?
I know Kathy from about 10 years ago. She was a friend of my daughter, Dawn.
Dawn has been on our show previously.
Right. And she lived with me for a year when her parents moved back to Tennessee, and she lived with us for a year.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Randy and Kathy on this most auspicious of occasions?
All I can say is I wish them love, health, good health, and happiness for the rest of their life, today, tomorrow, and always.
How y'all doing? We're here tonight at Kathy and Randy's wedding presentation and summary of fun. Woo-wee! I'm hardly controlling myself. What's your name, sir?
I'm Ken.
Ken, what's your relationship to this bridal party? Please, sir, please just talk into the microphone. Who do you know here? Are you an imposter?
No.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm a friend of Randy's.
Well, hell's bells, Randy's got friends. And how do you know Randy?
We went to high school together, and we're old friends.
They went to high school together, and it brings tears to my eyes to know that, hallelujah, praise the Lord, they are still friends, that Mr. Randy can carry on relationships of this length and depth. It gives this marriage hope. Is there anything special you'd like to say to the bride and groom before they cut us off?
Wish you all the best.
And he loves you.
I love you. I do.
No, you're not supposed to say I do. He's supposed to say I do, and he didn't. He said I will, if anyone was listening. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to, excuse me, sir, what was your name again?
Again?
No, that's not your name. That's a repeat. And what was your name first time?
Mike Klaus.
And Mike, how do you know the bridal party?
Very well.
Not how well do you know them, sir. Which wedding were we at again? Oh, this is the Randy and Kathy Noe Williams bridal shower party. And it's, I guess, after the ceremony, so we're talking to, what was your name again?
Mike.
We're talking to Mike. Mike, why don't you share with us one of your most intimate secrets about Randy?
I can't.
Oh, I like those kinds of stories, don't you, ladies and gentlemen out in viewing land?
He'd never forgive me if I shared one of the most intimate ones.
From my experience, he's a very forgiving man, having gone to the seminary for a year just to play basketball.
We were there together, yes, and he played basketball. One of the most intimate secrets, when he came back from basketball, he would hang his unmentionables on the line in our room to dry, and it gave a sort of a locker room atmosphere to the quarters we lived in.
It's the kind of experience one lives for. Mike, we want to thank you for participating in this wedding, and let me ask you, is there anything you'd like to say to the bride and groom before we cut this off?
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. How y'all doing? gentlemen, this is just so exciting. I can't believe it. It's better than being on Hee Haw. I'd like to introduce y'all to the mother of the bride. And what's your name, honey?
My name's Dot Williams.
Well, Dot Williams, we're just so excited to be here. And how do you feel today?
Relieved and happy.
Was it a lot of work?
It sure was. Lots and lots of work.
You know, I know that Kathy tried on many and many and many a wedding gown because she told me she tried on mine, as a matter of fact. It was that one that needed restoration.
Oh yes.
Beautiful.
The one she sent back to work the other day.
That's exactly the one. You're very on top of things, aren't you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the mother, and it's very important for the mother to say a special kind of thing to her daughter and son-in-law before this night is over. So, Dot, this is your opportunity.
Well, Randy, we made it. And you have a wonderful girl, and I think I have a wonderful son-in-law, and I'm looking forward to many, many years of sharing your marriage, and I'm just glad to welcome Randy into our family.
Oh, Dot, that just brought tears to my eyes. I got a cut now. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Again, we're back. Tonight we're with Jerry, but he doesn't pronounce it quite like that. Jerry, how are you related to the Williams Noe bridal party?
Oh, I went to high school with Randy.
It seems that almost everybody at this party went to high school with Randy except for me. Oh, my goodness. And I won't take the courage to ask how long ago that was. Oh. And how do you feel about Kathy as a wife or your friend of so many years?
Well, I think there couldn't be anybody more perfect, actually. I like Kathy a whole lot.
She is just sort of a little bit of a doll, isn't she?
That's definitely a doll.
Yes, I know her. I've known Kathy ever since I was 6. But, well, we won't get into that. Jerry, let me ask you, is there anything important or special or of no consequence you would like to say to Randy and Kathy at this moment?
Well, definitely good luck, guys. And let's do some more decorating. What do you say? That's a private joke.
And I'm into private jokes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. How y'all doing? What's your name?
Peter.
Peter, this is Peter.
Ron.
Ron, this is Ron. Ron, what's your relation to Peter?
I'm not.
Well, ain't that a doozy? And what's your name?
My name's Mike.
Mike, what's your relation to Peter?
Let's see. Peter is my first cousin once removed.
Well, I'm sure he's been removed more than once. They just don't want to talk about it. And how y'all doing tonight? You having a good time?
Wonderful.
Sure, excellent.
Let me ask you a question, Ron. How do you know Randy?
He was my old college roommate.
Isn't that a frightening thought, everybody? Isn't that just scary? And Peter, how do you know Randy?
He's my uncle.
Don't say it isn't so.
And it is my cousin.
You know, it's just scary that all these family members actually traveled from far and wide to share this evening with Randy and Kathy. Well, one at a time, let me ask you, do you have any words of wisdom, advice, or future whatever for the beautiful bride and groom?
Oh, I think he's lived long enough, and Kathy's lived long enough to know it all, so I wouldn't even attempt it.
From what I hear, Randy sure has lived long enough. Peter?
No, I don't have any advice.
He doesn't have a thing to say. He's your uncle. Does he like get down and dirty and play with you?
No.
Does he like play football and throw a frisbee with you?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay. And Ron, tell us a story about Randy.
Randy, well, I could tell. I don't think I better tell that one. Let me.
Do you know anything about the jockstrap story?
No, I don't know.
Well, we won't go into it anyway.
I could tell a story about another Kathy in Randy's life.
I don't think that it's appropriate here. Now, if you want to tell a story about another Sarah in Randy's life, she'd truly understand. Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing this part of your evening with us.
You're very welcome.